No damage. Flawless victory. This is what my life has been leading to all this time. Every day that I've breathed, ate, and slept. The most important thing I could ever try to accomplish in my life. Everything I've built to reach this point. Can you beat Resident Evil 7 while taking no damage? Is it doable? Is it possible? How long do you have to go without an answer? Well, my boys, come along on this short adventure with me and you'll find out. Hello friends, my name is Dante and today I attempted the impossible. You guys voted for this in the poll I created, which got 187 votes on the first poll and 182 on the next one. Y'all are absolutely crazy. And I'm just gonna mention one thing. If you guys enjoy Resident Evil content or gaming challenges, subscribe to my channel because that's literally all I do. Alright, let's begin this journey. The first thing I remember happening was falling down a ladder. And trust me when I say this won't be the first time Ethan falls during this playthrough. You big goof. And lucky me, I found the love of my life trapped in a cell in the bottom of some psychopath's basement. But wait, maybe she's there for a reason. I mean, maybe the Baker family has a good reason for... maybe it's not the best idea to set her free. So we started our escape from the deep, dark, smelly Oli, and this is how our romantic story started. I remember it like it was yesterday. We ended up losing each other, but then, out of the blue, I heard knocking on the basement door. I ran over to it with hopes that it was my baby girl, and as I slowly proceeded down the stairs, I noticed someone crawling up at me.
Oh, hell no!
And to end our beautiful love story, Mia smashed her head against the wall a few dozen times. It's okay, I'm sure she's just going through a rough patch. Like the gentleman I am, I made sure to stay at least 5 feet away from her non-consensual body at all times. Intermission everyone! Before I continue with my wonderful adventure, let's quickly talk about some rules. Basically, I'm not allowed to take any damage throughout this full playthrough, so that means no healing items are to be used and no blood should be on my screen at any time because that symbolizes I've been hurt. I know you can just look at your watch to see the current state of your health, but you can still get hurt without your watch going into the yellow, so I relied on the blood on the screen for this challenge. And I'm also not allowed to use any of the unlocked guns, such as Albert or the X-ray vision or whatever. It has to be a completely new game. Now, I know that when Mia is stabbing me, there's blood on the screen and I clearly take damage.
That's a lot of damage!
There's nothing to be done here, and this damage is scripted, meaning it's unavoidable. God! It seems like these challenges always have at least 1 or 2 parts that grab me by the testicles and throw me on the ground. Don't go just yet though. Let's see if there's any other parts that screw me over. Now, let me just tell you, I was stuck on Mia's chainsaw part for so long. At first, I tried chopping her up the good old Shining way, but apparently bringing an axe to a chainsaw fight isn't the best idea in the world. That's me just making an excuse to say I suck! Eventually, after an hour of trying to kill her axe only, I caved and used the handgun, which let me succeed on my second attempt. I don't know why I didn't just do this in the first place. Big Daddy-O takes your weapons from you anyway. Don't get me wrong, it's not that Mia is hard per se, it's just hard to kill her with only an axe while avoiding damage. Anyway, enough about that Twitch thought. Let's talk about the real fun part, avoiding Daddy-O in the house. The moment I saw him, I knew I needed to hide. These walls are too narrow to fit both of our thick bodies, and I couldn't risk getting smacked by him. I decided it was best to hide near the garage, and luckily, Jack decided he wanted to go back into the kitchen. I crouched past him, snagged the key, and tried hiding behind the perfectly lit up dinner table in the middle of the room. Somehow, Jack spotted me, and I ran past him the first chance I got. I thrusted the key into the keyhole and waited for the trapdoor to open. Unfortunately, as I jumped in, Big Daddy hit me with his shovel. Dang it! Something else to mention is that anytime I did get hurt, I just restarted the nearest checkpoint. And luckily for us, the game keeps count of the amount of restarts you had throughout your playthrough. And I'm not proud of my final number. You'll see it soon. This time, I played it cool, stealthed a bit better, and before I knew it, I was in the trap door crawling to my sanctuary. And then of course, I arrived at the classic part.
What am I gonna do with a knife?
And it was now time to destroy Poopy Pappy. Rather than being a man and fighting Jack face to face, I immediately ran for my life, grabbed the car keys, and rammed into him as hard as I could. Was that it? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Nice story!
Hey, thanks. Now, somehow, I survived the crash, but Big Daddy wasn't as lucky. I miss him already. Pew, pew! The car explodes, I take no damage by the way, and Ethan takes a big ol' sniff of Jack's hair before getting back up. And then I meet my first molded enemy. I grabbed my gun in one hand, slicked back my hair, burst into the room, and freaking ran away as fast as I could. Frig that, man. Now to take care of the molded, I'd cut them once or twice with my knife, run away to let them attack me, and then repeat that over and over again until they were dead. At that point, I'd run to the save room, save, and then I wouldn't have to deal with that particular molded anymore. I know, it's not the bravest move, but it's all I got. And looky here, I was lucky enough to get the scorpion key. I grabbed the shotgun from the spare room and went to grab the working shotgun, but Jack was following me. Being the dummy I am, I went to grab the shotgun, but a big FU popped up on the screen and denied me my Second Amendment rights. And I thought I was screwed, but look at these moves. They don't teach that at the academy. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video, give me a fat like as it really helps out my channel. Next up is the fight with Jack. And guess what? Ethan falls for the second time. Remember how I said don't bring an axe to a chainsaw fight? Well, this time I brought a pocket knife to a double chainsaw fight, and I was desperately trying to save every piece of ammo I could. This made the beginning of the game 10 times harder on me than it should have been, and it took me 40 minutes just to get through this fight unscathed. Finally, I killed Jack with the chainsaw and ran as far away from him as I could so his exploding mess didn't hurt me. Poor Ethan must have been terrified because he was shaking like a leaf. Here, I put my pennies into the vending machine and I upgraded my reloading speed. Your next Magnum, don't forget about me. Let me ask, are you guys ready for the toughest part of the run? The whole Marguerite situation. Why is it so tough? I have one letter for you. Bees. Yes, I'm calling them bees. Don't correct me and say they're wasps or whatever else you friggers like to call them. I'm calling them bees. In a regular playthrough, the bees aren't much of a problem. You take their hundreds of stings, walk it off like a champ, and continue on. But unfortunately, that won't cut it for this run. I can't get stung by a single bee because if I do, I'm a failure and might as well hang up my gaming challenger belt forever. It's all or nothing, baby. Now then, it's time to introduce my Nike strat. Many of my fans know this Dante Ravioli exclusive move. It involves me throwing on my Nikes, moving at the speed of God himself, and avoiding any horrible repercussions of fighting like a man. And that's how I yeeted my way around the first beehive. Blah blah blah, I won't go into detail of what I did in this house, but just know I did tons of restarts and wasted lots of ammo on beehives. Then I came across the scariest thing I've ever seen in any of my travels. I noticed a light coming from the wall and I decided to go check it out. And to my surprise, it was Marguerite. But something was off about her. She seemed to be walking into the wall and was totally oblivious to my presence. This is weird, guys. Normally she'd be trying to murder me. I just closed the door on her and pretended nothing happened. Ethan falls for the third time and it's now time to fight this old hoe. I thought the run was over at this point, but using my enhanced handgun ammo on her stopped her from sending in her bee herds and I just knifed the big boy bees. After doing this for a short period of time, I won the fight without a scratch. There's not much to say about Spider-Girl's fight. Sure, it took me multiple attempts and I was stuck on this part for a while, but in the end, I did it. I made it to the attic, used my Nike strat, and played Lucas's game. Now I'm just gonna say, what the frick, Ethan? He put his hand deep inside of the deputy, but he didn't even roll up his sleeve. Well, it was already rolled up, I guess, but he didn't roll it up to my satisfaction. Am I the only one annoyed by this?
Doesn't that bother you?
Nope. I freaking booked it down the stairs after I got that key and opened the door just in time. Go, 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 go! Oh god. I can't breathe anymore. Jesus Christ. Okay, you know what? Enough of these games. I've been seeing this old lady all around the house and it's time to interrogate her. Hey! Yeah, I'm talking to you. Listen up, whore. You're gonna tell me what the time on the clock is, or I'm gonna shove this knife so far up your ass, you'll turn into a kid again. Tell me! Well, I'm definitely going to hell. But, just as planned, she gave me the code to the clock.
I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these.
I played through Lucas's part and it was easy peasy lemony squeezy, the only tough part being the thick boy you gotta dismantle, but I beat him on my second try with the guns, so honestly, it wasn't that bad. Lucas's little death room was easy since I knew the password, and here, I found Mia and met Zoe for the first time. Okay, first of all, Zoe makes the serum and hands them to Ethan, right? Why did she do that? Why didn't she just inject herself right away? Anyway, I packed my inventory to the brink and fought mutated Jack. He throws us here, but landing on our thick thighs helps to lessen the impact and we take no damage here. Of course, Jack was incredibly difficult and I did spend 2 hours in total on this fight, but I ended up getting through it with no damage. Zoe told me to use her serum on Big Daddy, which I did, but unfortunately, this only left us with one serum for 2 people.
What the hell are we gonna do now?
Hopefully you die quick. Sorry. So yeah, now it's time to play as Mia. Eveline is being herself, you know? Murdering innocent people, creating terrifying monsters via self-reproduction. You know, normal 10-year-old things. Them tween years, I tell ya. Okay. Lucky me, I grabbed the captain's key, grabbed the machine gun, and there was a monster waiting for me just beyond the door. I tried leaving the room, but the tard kept slamming the door shut on me. So I put on my big boy pants, planted a bomb on the other side of the door, and waited for the monster to shut it again. And when he did, he got the biggest surprise of his life. Get owned! Then Mia saves Ethan, and guess what? We're in the endgame, boys. Now, I want to tell you guys a little story. See all of these dead fishies? I was heartbroken to see all of these beautiful lives wasted. But then I met my best friend George. George is a great little guy. He only swims sideways and doesn't seem to respond to any form of touch at all, but he's a great guy. Listen up, little buddy. Me and you are gonna make it to the end, do you hear me? Oh no, there's a log in the way. Listen up, Frederick. Me and you are gonna make it to the end. Little Eveline is gonna die the same way I treated that old lady in the master bedroom, but this time instead of a knife, it's gonna be you, Frederick. You hear me? We're gonna make it to the end together, no matter what it takes. Well, it's too bad fishies can't climb ladders, huh? Maybe next time, Frederick. Guess what it's time for, guys? That's right, it's Magnum time. I saved up a total of 8 pennies throughout this playthrough and went up to the vending machine filled with joy. When I put my final coin in, I realized I was one short. Are you friggin' kidding me? Okay, plan B. I took every piece of ammo I could take with me because you better believe we're going to war. Do you guys think 200 rounds of handgun ammo is enough? Oh, I don't feel prepared enough here. Damn it! Why does this always happen to me? So yeah, I go through the mine, epically prank a monster.
Oh my dude, you just got pranked!
And killed the 2 thick boys fairly easily. And then we make it to Eveline. Oh! Remember when I shoved my knife up your butt? Looks like it really did turn you into a kid again. Let's get Frederick here to reverse that. Yeah, that's right. Frederick was with me all along.
No! No, no, no!
What does everyone hate me?
I missed the part where that's my problem.
And boopity boppity boo, I kill Eveline with my enhanced handgun. Ethan falls for the 4th time? Bruh. And Eveline does some scripted damage on us. So basically, the only 2 parts you take damage are the very beginning of the game and the very ending of the game. I went through hell, played 8 hours of gameplay for this? Are you kidding me? By the way, here's my proof. You can see here I used 0 healing items through the whole game, and look at the amount of restarts I have. 147 restarts. And 60 item box opens. Just ignore that. So, can you beat Resident Evil 7 while taking no damage? Unfortunately, no you can't, and like I said, it's only because of the very first and the very last enemies in the game that put unavoidable damage on you. It's always something. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe to me because I make new Resident Evil Gaming Challenge videos every week, and make sure you click that bell. Because if you don't click that bell, you pretty well aren't subscribed to me. Just make sure you click that bell. If you're interested, check out my Resident Evil 7 Knife Only challenge at the top here. Also, someone a couple weeks back called me gay for calling you guys thick boys. I'll see you thick boys in my next video. For real though, I'm not gay.